So when you look at that thumbnail of my video, you can select, right? Often you can't even select. They just automatically force you to do UberX and UberShare. Once upon a time, they singled those out, and they know that drivers absolutely hate shared trips, right? It only benefits one person, namely the company. And so they bundle UberX with UberX Share. And then they bring in this UberX priority. There is no such thing as priority or exclusive with Uber, right? That's just part of the bait and switch bullshit marketing. And it's designed to confuse you. Oh, yeah, I'm definitely going to go with a priority because the priority is better than the UberX or the UberX Shared. If you take a pile of shit and you warm it up and you take it out, it's still the same pile of shit when it cools down. You can put it back into the oven. You can put it back into the microwave, reheat it. It's still the same pile of shit. And right now, UberX trips simply don't pay. I mean, I'm looking at numbers, and I don't just look at numbers like in California. I look in numbers across the states, across the cities. And I can tell you one thing. I spend a lot of time reading comments in different Facebook groups, nationally and internationally, and there's a common theme. And the common theme is that the majority of the drivers, over 90% on UberX or Lyft Regular, simply are not making money anymore. So no matter how they try to rehash it, resell it, rewarm it up, shit remains shit. They're not paying. So don't be fooled by this UberX priority and exclusive badge. There's nothing to it, my friends. There's absolutely nothing to it. It's just a psychological mind, F-U-C-K, to make you think, oh, you know what, I'm going to go this direction, or I'm going to select this, because they do tell me these ones are more prioritized. Priority mode, exclusive mode over those over there. It's a diversion tactic to make you take the same nonsense. They get very creative. They have to get very creative because drivers really outsmart them after these things go live a few days later. And then I recently come across a video on a driver who I think in the past asked for an interview with me, saying, you know, he's cracked the algorithm. And here are all the pointers you should know, because he apparently knows how the algorithm works. Look, an algorithm is an algorithm is an algorithm. It'll study your behavior. It'll find all the ways to maximize through AI, interpreting your behavior as well as millions of other driver behavior patterns to extract the most for them. So to think that you are going to outclass the algorithm, right, by becoming a dedicated driver with 100% acceptance rate and zero cancellation rate, all you're doing is you're feeding into their bullshit, right? You're giving them more ammunition to manipulate you. The trick is to really unplug and say, wherever I can, I pick what works for me. And even better, really the only way you really make money in this game is if you are a master cherry picking champion, not running up miles on your car, not running up the insane hours per week, not being a slave to their algorithmic rhythm, but you're creating your own rhythm. And sadly, that means really just taking a very few trips that pay daily. And if I can take it a step further, if you're playing that game, which you have to, with Uber and Lyft, and you're taking the cherries, and you are taking only what pays you, because you know your worth, versus other people that say, you know what, you got to be a slave to the rhythm, you got to take everything. I mean, I honestly, the video made me sick. Try to sell drive, this one video trying to sell drivers on the fact that this guy knew how to pick apart the algorithm. This individual will, that's all they do. They drive day and night. I bet 60, 70, 80 hours a week. You don't have a life, my friends. You have to have a life. You have to find the balance between work and play. Otherwise, why are we on this planet Earth? To be in the hamster wheel for 60, 70, 80 hours, to chase every single ride, work day and night, day and night, day and night, 7 days a week? Your health, your marriage, your relationship, your children will suffer. So it's extremely important to find a balance in life. Always, no matter what you do, you got to find a healthy balance. There's you, your family, your friends, and then there's work. And the only way you really master the game, and I find it quite curious that the very same person is trying to sell a private driver course. You know who I am, right? You reached out to me a few times. So I wouldn't be surprised you're trying to duplicate exactly what I do, my successes. But, you know, it's pretty see-through at the end of the day. It's pretty see-through if you're in a hamster wheel grinding it and telling people that they need to be slave to the rhythms and accept anything and everything, and then you're trying to sell a private chauffeur course. Please don't make me laugh. And you know, I know who you are, so I don't want to get mean here. I wish you luck on your journey, as I do to everyone else. But for Christ's sakes, please feed drivers useful, helpful information from a business sense, from a business point of view. Now, private trips, 100%, my friends. Converting those Uber and Lyft, those very few good ones out there, the very few that you have cherry-picked, converting those individuals into your private trips, yes, all day long. I did an interview with the Business Insider, which is going to come out shortly, specifically on private trips, because this is an area I've truly mastered. Anything under $500 a day, I'm upset. My day has to be $500 to $2,500 a day. That's it. And there's very, very, very seldom will I switch on the Uber and Lyft app to take a trip. Only if it's a reserved trip that pays well and that's going in the same direction, maybe to an airport where I'm going to pick up an hour later. Maybe then I'll consider it. But there is nothing out there right now that would get me excited. And I'm an individual that has unplugged from the hamster wheel 5-6 years ago. Stopped playing their game. And I only took what worked best for me. If they paid, if and when they paid, I would cherry pick. And then, because I'm an independent contractor, I would convert, still do to this very day, convert all Uber and Lyft riders that I have a good experience with into my own private clients. And that course is at Gig Rocket below. It's the best course you will take. And the reactions to it, the responses to it are amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you for getting me out of the hamster wheel. If other people are telling you that they understand the algorithm, the only way to break the algorithm is to break the pattern, is not to buy into their nonsense, is not allowing them, think about this, is not allowing them to see a pattern. So if you're logging off for a trip and you're jumping on Lyft, and then you're taking a few trips and you're jumping back on Uber, and you're constantly switching it up, they can't figure you out. Yeah, they're not going to give you all the love. They're not going to give you all the trips. But that's okay, because the majority of the trips, 95% of them that they're feeding you, are BS anyway. You don't want that crap. And the last thing you want is to run up insane miles on your car and not make money. So the lower your acceptance rate, and some people have, 97, 98% acceptance rate, my guess is those are the drivers that really, really just enjoy driving and being with people and putting insane miles on their car. I'm talking 200 to 250,000 miles in 3 to 4 years. And then you still have 2 years of payments left. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to chase every 2Z, 3Z, 4Z and drive all day long and hope it adds up to something. Because yes, it will add up to something. But I tell you what will add up very, very quickly and come back and bite you like crazy are your miles and the deterioration of your car. Because that is part of you, that's part of your business. So my friends, the UberX priority, that's how I started the video off. The UberX bundled with the share. The UberX on its own. Look, it all varies city by city. Some cases they're forcing you to take X and share together. Some cities they allow you to pre-select your categories, right? You can ignore pet, you can take green, you can take UberX priority, you can also take X and X share if you wish. It varies city by city depending on what they've extracted intelligence-wise through the AI from those drivers in that city. And they will feed you exactly what they want to benefit from, not what you will benefit from. So the sooner you figure out how to break those algorithms, and that's why I strongly disagree with a video that got a few thousand views in a few days, talking about 15 different ways the algorithm follows you. I think out of those 15 ways, 4 or 5 make semi-sense to me, but everything else, you're not making money. You're not making money, and you're certainly not stepping into your true independent contractorship where you are building out your private clientele. And I don't want to say too much. I just a little bit disappointed with this individual because he has been fishing for quite some time, and then to come out and sell individuals on a private chauffeur course or a private trip course, when you're going out and telling drivers to do the exact opposite, to tell them to chase every trip out there. It's not what a guy like Jeff Watts is teaching you. I'm eye to eye when it comes to Mike Drop Barbecue in Arizona, who's quickly figured out this is what pays. This vehicle that I have, this black SUV with my private clients, that is what pays. And when you start educating drivers along those lines, don't get involved and chase those X priorities and X and shares and all the bullshit, because it's all designed as a fuckery to try and take as much money out of you. The sooner you understand you have to unplug, detach, get yourself maybe a different car like Jeff Watts did, and then start building out your private clients. That then makes sense. And that formula, my friends, I have been teaching people for over 10 years. Very, very successful fleet owners, individuals that understand what it means to start your own company, grow your own company, and step into that space. And by all means, extract, take from Uber and Lyft. If they deactivate you along the way, there are so many ways to get back in by filing appeals and by filing claims. You just keep on taking their clientele until you satisfy your own needs. Remember, you are taking care of you. And you are probably taking care of an entire family and kids, education, house, mortgage, rent, you name it. So you have to treat this as a business. This is why today I'm sitting on about 55 SUVs and 4 XL Siennas, almost 60 cars, because I get all that data from drivers every single week. We compare the stats. We analyze the stats, and none of those individuals have an ultra high acceptance rate. They all master cherry picking champions. And again, this is why I strongly disagree with this one video that is circling out there. Your comments, please. Thank you.